Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Ben Kingsley and I'm the Chair of the Property Investment Professionals of Australia. I just wanted to take this opportunity to update you as our valued members in terms of what's been happening with the association over the past 12 months, and then obviously a brief chat about where we're taking the association in 2014. So thank you for your time. Let's get started. In terms of the AGM, here's the chair report that I presented back in October of last year. We are seeing members increasing, but we'd be honest and say we'd love to see more come on board. There's thousands of potential members that can join us, and they're just not necessarily coming on as quick as we'd like. So if we look at our overall numbers in terms of companies, corporations, individuals, we're in excess of 100, and if you actually talk about in people numbers, in excess of 500, but there's more to do. In terms of the financials, we've got a stable cash flow position, and yeah, things are good. We've obviously been very fiscally responsible in our approach to date, and that will continue whilst we make sure that we're viable as an association moving forward. In terms of our course, that has been a very strong story for us this year. We've got very strong growth numbers in people looking to obtain our qualified property investment advisor course. So that's really lovely to see. We are continuing to get an expression of interest to see if we wanted to outsource that course material, and those discussions are ongoing with a couple of fairly high-profile training associations. In terms of consumer and awareness, industry awareness, ongoing lobbying campaigns regarding regulation, and I'll talk more about those in 2014 strategy. Home buyer and investor shows will continue to support the shows and continue to push our awareness for consumers and our buyer beware campaign. So we'll be in all states that the show is going to this year. We have launched our new website and ops platform. Most of you have hopefully been on board and logged in to the back-end operations platform where information lives, but I'll also take you through a quick guide of that website as well in this presentation. And obviously we've designed and developed and released a new trade and consumer ad campaign. So we're 1 year into our 7-point strategic focus, and this is what this update's all about. So we wanted to be an all-encompassing association for the property investment industry, and so we're reaching out to new broader membership structure, and we've finalised that in operation. In terms of consumer champion advocates, we'll continue to be the voice of our industry, our specialised industry, and making sure that consumers are aware of the right and wrong operators to work with whilst regulation remains not available in this particular time. So we've had a strong PR presence in trade and consumer media, and we want to continue to increase that moving forward. The new campaign has been launched, and this is the information that we've got in regards to the trade campaign. We're obviously focusing on high profile people in our industry that specialise in the property industry, and those they are being released in press and trade and online publications as well. And then you can see there's our consumer one. So we're making it very clear to people that if you're looking for a property investment specialist and you don't want to talk to a spruiker, then this is where you start that conversation. Smart Property Investor Roundtable has been a very invaluable effort for us. They are very supportive of the association. We've had 2 of these events. This was the first, which got us a 4-page spread, which was excellent. And we've also done a secondary one with some other high profile and high calibre people, including Noel Whittaker, who's joined the association, Margaret Lomas, and Stuart Wemyss as well. So we've had some real promising activity in terms of that. And here's some of the publication work that's been going out into the media in terms of where we've been pushing our message. And we've had good penetration across all online mediums. And we'll be continuing to look at the mainstream media as well as we grow our association's awareness to those journalists. We had time on the Switzer program, and Margaret's very generous with her time on her program as well, which is Your Money, Your Call on Monday nights. So that's all been really pleasing. increasing that awareness. We're obviously are the peak association for our industry, but we could do more in terms of our specialised skills and areas. Consumer, we want to make sure that they understand that we are the property investment specialists in that space. Trade, anti-spruiking campaigns are happening. PIPA marketplace relevance, we've obviously continuing to champion the cause and be the first point of contact for anyone who wants a comment in regards to activities in that space, and making sure that our members abide by our strong code of conduct, information in full disclosure of commissions and so forth. That's a big part of our push, and making sure that that the industry and also consumers know that our members are professional operators and practitioners, and that's an important message. So this is the new website. I'll come to this site in a live sense. I'll just escape out of here and go and find this information. You can see here is the actual live site that I've got up now. So we've got information around personal advisors and property advisors. So we've made it, in a sense, an ability for accountants, financial planners, mortgage brokers to come into that conversation around advising the individual, and then we've got the people who concentrate on the asset selection and advise and help manage that asset. And you know, the great part about this is that people can then search by that category, bring up their postcode, and then find members in that particular area through a search functionality that's also available, and that will then identify identify the people in those areas. And as you move into those particular locations, you can then start to see the members in those particular areas that people can then click on, and a list of those members down the side of the page that consumers can talk to. So all of that's pretty exciting stuff for us. And then of course the back end. So we've been doing a lot of work. You've got your login page where you can get all your information. You can renew your membership, and that's, we think, the positive outcome for people who want to steer and drive business from the site. I know in my personal business at Empower Wealth, we have been getting leads from this website, which is really pleasing. So, you know, we're registered as mortgage brokers, also as property investment advisors, which is the central column, which brings, you know, that conversation to the personal advice, and is that link into also the property investment advice with the services of other professionals around that. So that's an important message that we want to continue to maintain. So I encourage you to take a moment to have a greater look at that site moving forward, and you can familiarise yourself with that particular site as well. So coming back to the presentation, membership drive, as I said, numbers are increasing. That's a good sign. We're getting more and more inquiry through our media activities, as well as obviously there are people out there who genuinely believe in providing honest and ethical practitioners or practices for consumers to go to. And so we're encouraging those people to obviously get on board and become members, and then use our brand information they can then use on their marketing collateral, their letterhead, their business cards and their websites and so forth. For that membership value, lead generation through the new website, we think there's going to be value in that, especially at the moment where we do have a small number in relative terms to the size of our industry. So if you're looking for accountants or mortgage brokers, you might be the only one that comes up within the 25-kilometre radius of your particular location. So that should then hopefully generate inquiry to you, and your Google Analytics will be able to help you in terms of tracking where people are hitting your website and where they're finding you from as well. Industry professionalism. We are big on people who have really strong experience in our industry. We've had a number of people who have had recognised prior learning qualifications being granted for QPIA, or certainly a huge reduction in the amount of work that they need to do to obtain their QPIA because of their years of experience and also their existing qualifications in other professional areas or specialty operate in. So I encourage you that if you are looking to get your qualified property investment advisor qualification, to look into that through our our team at our administrative office in Karen and apply for recognised prior learning. You just don't know how much we'll be able to grant you based on your existing qualifications, which is a good news story for you if you do want to look to getting your QPIA. Education and training. Our plans are to obviously provide further education and training around giving property advice, but also, you know, in your other associations you're getting your advice around your specialisation. So we'll be focusing purely on property investment, correspondence and advice and education in that area. We are continuing to be unregulated, as has been highlighted. So self-governance is an important thing here. So we will make sure that our members abide by our constitution and our code of conduct. You want to read that code of conduct and make sure that you are abiding by it, as well as our constitution as well. And we won't hesitate to suspend members who we believe are in breach or serious breach of the constitution, and then we make investigations in regards to you know, whether the allegations have been true or not. Maintaining a recognition and acceptance, you know, mainstream recognition in this particular space is important. We obviously want to be known as the property investment industry. We believe we are an industry that has a direct relationship in terms of large employment, and that's going to continue as we move forward. Industry briefing papers are underway, so there's a lot going on. So in 2014 we will re-engage with the new federal Liberal Party around regulation. We had some positive commentary and conversations with them prior to them getting into office. Now that they've settled into office, it's time that we had that conversation, and Margaret will be championing that cause with meetings with potential, you know, the Finance Minister in Matisse Cormann. You know, we've got the consumer survey, which you would have received just recently. We want you to get that out to your prospects and to your clients to potentially get a snapshot of what the sentiment out there is in regards to the property investment marketplace as it stands, and that'll give us the ability to then penetrate out into mainstream media, as well as obviously, you know, giving SPI and the team there a real go at being able to generate some really interesting findings and some insights in regards to where people's headspace is at around sentiment and their activities in the property investment space. And we really want to own that consumer survey area. That's important to us, similar to obviously consumer confidences surveys that are operated out there through Westpac and Melbourne University. Those types of things, you know, we want to be known as the place to go to for information in regards to you know, investor interest in our marketplace. We're looking and considering the option of getting a call centre to assist us in outbound calls to drive membership and allow us to get our message out there to people and professional practitioners who may not be aware of our association and the work that we do. So that will also be a big part of what we're looking to roll out. And we will have our next board meeting is in March, just before the Perth Home Buyer and Property Investor Show. So all of that will hopefully be signed off, and we'll move forward in that space now that we've got the trade media activity out there for the next 12 months as well, and the consumer press advertising that we're also doing. So there's plenty going on. Yes, we could do more. We're voluntary in our roles. It's completely, we're passionate about our association and our industry, so we'll continue to push forward. I'd want to thank my board members for their ongoing support and their tireless work in the space in terms of putting our association and keeping our association running, and our support staff and also, the team of people who work around me in the PR area and also in operations. So thank you to Karen and Kate in that respect. That's all I have time for, and that's all the time I wanted to take up. I appreciate you watching this presentation. If you have any further questions, I can be contacted through the PIPA website, and also our administrative team can be contacted through there. And we thank you for your time and thank you for your support, and look forward to building the association in 2014 and beyond. Thanks again.